How are you guys doing? Back here with this 49. Told the story before. It's my grandpa's. Sat in a garage for 30 years. Got it running. Honestly, as simple as can be. Just battery. Plumbed up a little temporary fuel system. So today I'm gonna take a little deeper look into the carburetor. At least that's one of my plans. Might pop off these wheels to see what else I need to do to get those rolling, because I know for a fact the couple of those back brakes are locked up and where it was. These back ones.
Back one?
This one looks like it was.
Hey, there's a dead animal sleeping in
And possibly the front ones. It's all drum still. So I'm gonna get this hood open so I can take a look at a few things. I got, a beautiful Larry. He's gonna, offer himself up as my workbench, but let's get going. As I talked about on the prior videos on this, this is my grandfather's. At some point, it got a newer 235 put in it, so there's some upgrades. It runs, it doesn't run the generator anymore. It runs a newer style 12-volt alternator. It runs a more modern starter, so it actually has a solenoid on it. But beyond that, it's still cap and coil, points ignition. But as you can see, some of the other stuff has been bypassed, or added. So voltage regulator, things like that. This carburetor needs to be gone through. It's got some issues. It's leaking pretty profusely when it comes through. I was gonna pop it off. It's already been disconnected from everything, so one of these is choked, one of these is throttled. Not quite sure the story on that, but I can pop this fuel line back off and pull this carburetor and just take a look at it. So I'm gonna get started on doing that. As you can see, that fuel, even the more modern stuff, the stuff I put through, the fuel line is still getting cleaned out. Was pretty nasty. Plus, there's probably a little bit in that fuel filter. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get working on this. So I didn't design anything on older cars where you can get a ratchet on it. You gotta use wrenches, and I don't have any of my ratcheting wrenches over here, so gotta go old school. I do like my electric ratchet. Am I missing a whole linkage? Oh, shoot. It goes right there. Okay. I didn't realize that how the linkage worked. So I was looking at this and I was actually kind of dumbfounded because I'm not used to these. I saw these two things and I just assumed that one of these was going to be choke and one of these was going to be the throttle cable, or throttle, obviously it's not a linkage, and I would assumed it was a linkage. Well, that's because there is a linkage. It's this guy. and I just wasn't paying attention or didn't know about it. So what these are is, yes, one is choke, but the other one is, I'll show you inside, but it's so that you can warm up the vehicle faster. You actually can, you know, pull it to give it a little bit of throttle. It's like a fast idle on a diesel. So I'll come in here and I'll show you guys. So that's what like these guys are. It's choke, and I believe that's what that T means is throttle. It's like, so you guys can correct me, but that is what my assumption or my guess is that these are, and from my understanding about what these are. So the actual foot pedal is a linkage. So anyway, I'm gonna keep taking this off. And it is hot today. I think it's in the 90s. Here in the Midwest, 90s. We've got all kinds of humidity. It gets very warm. The goal for this truck is to get it to Greaserama, which is it's a period hot rod show here in the Kansas City area. You'll see I believe it's 72 and older trucks, 64 and older cars. There's limitations on how the builds are. They have to be period correct. No modern wheels, no crazy paint jobs. It's a great show though. Okay, so I got this pulled off. I'm gonna break it down a little just to see if I can see where the needle and seat is and maybe get it where it's not. I think it's overflowing. Again, I don't know much about these. I just know it was leaking more down here. So I'm gonna start down here. Nothing there, huh? I tell you what I'm doing, but then I'd be lying to you. I'm not really an expert, but as with anything, generally you can take something apart and you can kind of, certain things are pretty obvious, like, hey, there's a big cut here, there's a crack there, gaskets failed here, so that's what I'm looking for. heavy buildup somewhere. So I show you this. These are the floats, and you can tell that the needle is not moving. So that's this guy in here. You can see right where that opens and closes. So let me see what I can do to pull that apart. Oh, that's not. Maybe I'm wrong. This is not how I'm used to them. Let me slide this back. This is very simplistic and it's throwing me off actually. I see it now. It matters on this one, orientation, because the needle falls. So, okay, I'll show you guys this. Looking right in through here, you can see how it falls, and then when the gas fills up, this floats, it will close it. Now, don't know if these guys are floating or not.
They float.
But we'll find out here soon enough. But this is the bowl. It's actually extremely clean.
That's what she said.
Relatively. Turn this light on so you guys see better. As you can see, this bowl is actually really clean. So I am going to take the opportunity. I got some brake cleaning, I'm pretty sure, over in one of those diesels. I'm gonna spray this off, spray it back, spray it out, spray this out. I'm just gonna reassemble this. I'll spray out some of these patches pretty well, but the way it's sealing, because I'll show you guys. That's basically it. So this is miraculously clean. I'm gonna grab some brake clean and give it a once over, but I'll put it back together. I feel like these gaskets are fine for right now, at least. I'm not gonna spray brake clean onto Larry, or try not to. I actually like him. Keep talking about Larry. This is Larry. He's our 77. His name's Larry because, well, he smokes 2 packs a day. Okay, that's probably good enough for right now. It's not perfect, but I got most of the sediment and stuff out. Like I said, it wasn't that bad to begin with. That's just a first quick once over. It's still gonna gone through because I'm sure that plunger is probably not working the way it should. Because if I recall when I was trying it before, it wasn't shooting any fuel in it when you would pump it. So, but I'll throw this back together and throw it back on the car, and we'll start it up real quick, but see if it idles a little better. What's up?
What are you doing?
I am just going through a few things on this carburetor. Okay. Just realized that this has got to be under tension. And this will make more sense when it goes together. Maybe I'm wrong again. Okay, just putting this guy back together. You gotta pull this guy here. And then it sits in there and does the things that it's supposed to do. So, if you were to set the choke, it kicks it out a little. Gives it a little more extra throttle. This is a Rochester. You can see it in here. I don't know models. I'll figure it out. That's a little one barrel. So, very, 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 very simplistic. So much so that it was confusing me. But I have no clue when this one's from or era-wise or anything like that. I don't know if it came off this truck or if it came off the donor motor. Completely wrong screwdriver, should be bigger, but back together. Said that's working. We got idiot over there driving old man Monty. I'm gonna have to show you guys that one at some point. It's got a 305 that's out of this SS, so it's an L69. people before me put a cam in it in a 305 because I don't know why, but it's dog ass slow, to be honest. Extremely slow. I put a Sniper EFI on it, thinking, you know, maybe it was, hey, it'll tune out and it's a carb issue. But I'm pretty sure it's the fact that it's got a cam and a 305. So, but it actually sounds pretty good. So there's that. Okay, this guy back on. You know, check this gasket. It's good. Put it on the right way. I didn't say when I was doing it, this little guy here is their vacuum, goes over to your distributor. It's the vacuum advance, but it's all hardline. Say all hardline, and then it's probably like not hardline on the other side, but they left no room to put a nut on this side. Okay, great. If you haven't done this before, which I haven't, you kind of got to do this inner one first, because otherwise it binds up. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right here, this nut, you kind of gotta be able to do that in order to get it to start the thread. Otherwise, it binds. So, put you guys back up. Oh, they're doing hay across the way. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Tell you guys, you know, you can buy land, get out of the suburbs, do it. Even if it's living in a crappier house. Because, not that our house is crappy per se, but it's not as nice as our last one. But we're on 10 acres, and so it's just nice to be able to not be up on top of everybody in the world when you're, you know, want to do whatever you want to do. Work on cars if it's late, or play with American fireworks, you know, boom booms. Let's see, what else? Oh, Go ahead and put this guy on. So, like I was talking about, this guy, I wanted to take the Greaserama with Lena. Lena's our 62 Ford Fairlane. Just kind of cool to have them both there. Okay, I got the car back on. Well, I was going to tell you I had the linkage at least on to play with it, but not. It's on. I need to get whatever that is that holds that on, that cotter pin or something. Go ahead and stick this fuel line back on. I'm going to fill up this gas tank. Premium, brand new gas tank. Flip this. Okay, that should be enough to burn the place down. Okay, pour a little fuel down here. Perfect, too much. Way too much. Battery up, come over here. I got a little wire. I'm gonna bypass the switch with because I don't know, I don't have keys to this. There's some coil. And crank it over a little. Something came loose. Fire's dead. Okay, I got a jumper cable over to the green truck. I got the battery hooked up. See where we got a little bit of a leak. Okay, let me get green truck started. Okay, let that charge a little bit. And my amazing fuel system, I'm gonna pour some sea foam. Excuse me. Okay. Oh. This isn't seating. noise, but it'll probably work its way out. Little smoke, but I did put seafoam down it. Oh no. I'm gonna shut it off here in a second. It's getting warm. It doesn't really have any coolant in it, but the I am gonna pop it into gear just to show you guys to see if it isn't going to move. I already know the brakes are locked up, but just to check the clutch. Clutch works. I do think the linkage might be a little sticky, or the clutch does work. I think the linkage is maybe a little sticky on the shifter, but we'll address that in a little bit. Right now I'm going to shut this guy down because I'm getting warm. That's the first time I've got to actually turn it off with my magical key, which is my jumper wire going to the valve resistor. So it seems to be running really well. Probably all you guys can hear is green truck, but I have that on so I can charge this. I need to get a cap. Like I said, I already bought some brakes. I'm gonna pop those on or go through them. I'll see what I need, but I went ahead and bought 4 new master cylinders just so I can get them from Rock Auto. It's cheaper. I'll see if I need shoes or drums or anything like that. So, but it is running and idling as it sits. I figured out what was the fuel leak in the carburetor. Like I said, the next thing I'm probably going to do is I've got to pop off these wheels. I do have wheel cylinders, front and rear. I need to get them unstuck. I need to get the actual linkage attached permanently to the carb so I can use the foot feed. And then maybe we'll get to go take it for a spin sometime in the next week or two. But I'm pretty happy. Must have a little bit of water in it. Not all of it's evaporated because it started smoking a little. But I do need a cap, or I need to get some coolant in it. I'm guessing this is just a pretty standard cap. So it'll take a few heat cycles. I noticed that the little, I didn't sound like a valve tick, but whatever the noise is kind of calmed down in the back. Probably finally got a little oil on it. I do need to do an oil change, even though I'll show you guys. The oil itself looks pretty good. It's still viscous. It's maybe a little from the gas that I poured in trying to start it initially. It might be a little thinned, but it's not horrible. Like I said, my grandfather took pretty good care of it. Like, it might be a tad a little bit over full, but nothing crazy. And for being a little warmed up, it's not, looks nice. Like I said, off the road 30 years at least. I may try to find some old photos to show you guys this, so you guys can see how it used to be. So this was my dad's truck. My grandma on that side, she would drive it occasionally. It was pretty, from my understanding, it's the only vehicle she would drive. But my grandpa, or my uncle on my mom's side, you know, they grew up together and whatnot. He always remembered LaRue driving it, and it was this green color. My uncle Danny on my dad's side, I think he had it painted by a high school, and you know, like the shop and stuff, when kids actually learned stuff that was, you know, helpful in school, not the crap that they learn now. So I don't think they did a horrible job. They clearly didn't do jams and whatnot or underneath, but it's held up okay. I think it'll shine up. So maybe I'll get one of those Sweet Patina sponsorships. Anyway, you know, but in all honesty, I might throw a Sweet Patina on it. I'll talk to Pete. Pete's my PD Customs. He's my buddy. He's really particular. So, and he'll be, if we ever paint it, I don't want to do anything that's gonna make his job harder, because he's the only guy that's gonna ever paint any of my stuff. So, but I wouldn't mind shining it up, making it look decent the way it is now. If we restore it, there's a good chance it might go that green. But I do have my green truck already, so, and we kind of know this one as the blue truck. So, but as someone's mentioned in the comments before, these doors were replaced when it was painted. This year 49 would not have a vent window, and it would have a different door handle. I'll show you guys what that is. I'll walk over there in a little bit, and I'll probably splice it in here and show you off parts truck. The other changes to these cars are where the fuel tank goes, and even earlier, like a 47. I can't recall if it's on the driver's side or passenger side. You guys can tell me. But fuel tank moves to the back, or starts out in the back. The other later cars, I think you can see it there. That's a shock. Let's see if you can see it in the thing. That is a mechanical shock, if that's the thing I think it is. I'm not underneath it to look at it, but the earlier ones, 49, I think it's the last year where instead of having like your standard shocks that most modern cars have, they had this mechanical shock. Let me see if I can see it up here. No. Can't see it, but it has a mechanical shock. It's a kind of a different design. They are unattainium to, like, or they're not worth getting. I'd say it's just not worth getting to buy, because you can replace them with standard stock shocks. The goal for right now, I said last time, we're gonna put some steelies on it, some dog dishes, do it upright with beauty ring and whatnot, white walls. But the goal is this guy. It's a straight artillery wheel. I want maybe a 16-inch artillery wheel with a white wall. Man, if I could find these guys, I have no clue what that tire is. If you guys could tell me. It's got a red line and a white wall. It's just a cool tire. But anyway, okay, so we were talking about what a 49, the doors are supposed to look like. This one's a slightly different because it is a larger model. It's a 4400 instead of the 3100s. So fenders are different to match to, you know, fit these bigger wheels, and the hoods are different, but they're similar. But the you can see it here, the way that this is cut, if you're really paying attention, and the way the opening is in the fenders. Now, on the door itself, 49 has a turn down, and 49 has a single piece glass. It does not have a vent window like mine does, because mine is later doors. The reason why I bought this parts trucks from Pole Barn Garage, actually. Dalton, great deal, great guy, honestly. Watch his channel. He's legit. He's exactly the way when you meet him. He's no fluff. He's not I mean, to be honest, he's not a dick or anything. He's just a good guy. I bought a few things from him. Bought this $300, and it's great for what I need it for. I need it for the seat. I'm missing the seat bottom, and this has it. I'll have to get it reupholstered, but it has it. And then if there's any other things, I already know that I need the center section where the floor shifter goes. This guy will probably get built, and not just restored, but actually built. I've been hem-hawing around. Maybe you guys give him some ideas. Probably S10 frame, something like that. Probably an LS, but I could do a small block. If I do an LS, I'll try to make it look right inside of it. You know, like with a Holly, the intake that takes the throttle body, it looks like a Carb. The chassis itself, or the bed, I'll try to find one. But I also might go with a service bed, because man, there's some sweet trucks that are built like this to have a service bed, and it would be a little easier with a service bed to match the patina, because I wouldn't have to match the patina because it's a service bed. But the truck itself is just cool. It's got this. I'd love to know what actually this was. This farm that had this on route. It looks like 3 different numbers there. Can't tell. Let's see if we can tell from the other side. If you guys could figure it out and tell me, I'd appreciate it, because it'd just be kind of cool to know. See, again, you can't see this, but down there, Hattsdale, I have no clue. If I figure it out, maybe I'll do a little Googling to figure out if I can figure out where that is. But it's just a sweet truck. So, thanks for spending some time with me. I'll keep working on all this stuff. I got a backlog of things to do, so I'll get one more on the road. But it's 49. It's kind of priority. Like I said, I got to show. By September, I definitely should have it running where I could drive it, and feel comfortable in it. But maybe in the next couple weeks, I'll at least be able to put it around my land. So, well, you guys have a great one. Get your stuff fixed.